Hey guys, it's In. And today, I wanted to review some of your what-if suggestions. I wanted to do this for a while, I just never got around to it, I guess. And, I did look over these suggestions. I'm not gonna lie, I recorded this already. But I didn't screen the questions, or the what-if suggestions. So a few of them I was caught off guard, and I rambled for quite a bit. So we're doing it again. I just want you to note that just because I'm talking about all these does not mean I will do all of them. And if I go, I don't know if that'll be a good what if, that doesn't mean it will never happen. It just means that's how I'm feeling about it right now. A lot of these, from what I remember seeing yesterday, are really good suggestions. Y'all gave me some hard ones, I'm not gonna lie. Y'all, I would have to rewrite a good chunk of the book for some of the ones you suggested me. But I guess for the Jaggy one, we kinda did that a little bit, so it's fair that y'all would expect that from me. So let's get into the first one. What if Falco killed Juke before? This person is Russian, so they're probably using Google Translate. I'm assuming they mean what if Falco killed Jacko before, you know, the events of the Celestial General arc. And yeah, that would be an interesting what if. A lot would change. Rin would probably not really be a factor. Most of the Celestial General arc would probably just change, because Ken probably wouldn't have to fight Falco, because he wouldn't just be terrorizing people. To summarize what I think this what if would basically be, Rin wouldn't be a factor in the story, and the Celestial General arc probably wouldn't happen, or Ken would meet Falco and go like, oh, what's up, my man, and then that would be it. This wouldn't really matter too much, because Rin doesn't really do that much anyway in the story, so it's a good what if, but I don't see too much expanding off of the base story with it. What if Kaio's mother survived? He'd probably not be such an asshole, honestly. There's probably more to it than that, but I like that idea, you know. If Kaio just wasn't horrible, because then the main villain would probably have to be someone else, like probably Han. Because if Kaio wasn't so mean, I don't think he would absolutely body Hyo's girlfriend. So, you know, interesting what if. I rambled on this one for a bit originally, so I'm gonna just leave it at good what if. What if Kenshiro was a villain? This one and another comment we'll get to later. I think that this is a good what if. I actually thought about doing the what if of what if Ken was evil, and it kind of based around if like Shin killed Yuria, or if he just snapped after Shin took her. But I couldn't think of a way to differentiate the story too much, you know. Ken already kills bad people. I mean, what I ended up coming to was Ray would probably die, because Ken would probably try and kill him. I know they were like, oh, they're like equal stats. I think Ken could probably beat Ray. I don't know. I have a good feeling he could. Ray would probably die. Since Ray would be dead, Mamaya would probably end up dying, because Ken probably wouldn't care since it's evil Ken. And yeah, a whole lot of events would change. It's a nice what if. I'd have to think about how to structure it before I feel comfortable making a video about it though. What if Rao beat Ken? Y'all are funny, you know that, you know? Suggesting the video that I suggested. To be fair, this was 9 months ago. This is gonna sound really bad in the mic. This was 9 months ago. This was around when I thought of that idea, or this is the comment I got that from. I honestly cannot remember. It's been such a meme. I need to think of a PR excuse to why that hasn't happened yet. Let's say, I want to wait till the fan base is a little bit bigger, you know? I want to wait till we have more viewers, so we all get to experience the video together. That sounds right, guys? That's what I think. You know, I don't want to be selfish and keep what if Rao was good to ourselves, you know? I'm thinking about the community, so next one. This comment, this comment, I want to structure what I'm trying to say with this. First of all, these first two suggestions, everyone would tire, or whoever specific would just die. If you just tell me to make everyone stronger to the same extent of strong, then what I can't really do anything with that. And I saw another one that we're gonna get to later, where it's like, what if some character was stronger? No, like, what if some of the villains were stronger or something? And I'm like, if you give me a what if someone was stronger argument, I'd probably just tell you, oh, Ken has a harder time against blank, but then he wins anyway. There's only one what if one character was stronger that I can think about doing, and that's Jaggy. But that's not really what if Jaggy was stronger. The what if would basically be, what if Ken couldn't or didn't kill Jaggy on their like second fight where he originally dies. That was a what if I was thinking of. But if you just tell me to say what if blank is stronger, I'm probably just going to say they tussle for a bit longer, but then Ken still kills them anyway. You know, there's not really much I can do with scenarios like that. So we're skipping down to 4 for this because these first 3 are pretty much the same thing. For 3, you would just say Ken kills everybody. What if Kenshiro wanted to conquer the world? I saw this what if. This kind of goes down the what if Ken was evil, kind of. For this one, I think it would basically be the same as HNK 1, the bad ending. You know, he'd probably still beat Rao. Yuria wouldn't like him. Rin and Bat would probably not be in the picture at all. Or, you know, they grew up into the Hokuto army and then, or probably not the Hokuto army. They might be like the Nanto army or something, you know, alternate timeline or whatever. And then Ken would probably kill them or something, you know. It's basically what if Ken was evil. And there's interesting things I can do with that. Just I can't think of all of them right now. That's, you know, that's a good idea. Just, you know, it would take a while for me to execute that one. What if the 4 Hokuto brothers wanted to conquer the world? Everyone gets clapped immediately. There's no in between. It would probably, literally, HNK1, they would wipe everyone. And then you would get to the Asura arc. And then they would probably have a war or something. And then the rest of the arcs past that wouldn't matter. I know I said that like it wouldn't be interesting, but I mean, it's an interesting scenario, just there's only 2 arcs that would matter. The boys starting off to conquer everyone. And then the Asura arc, because the rest of it would just be me saying, things don't go well for Shin. Shin gets murdered. Yuta tries to kidnap Mamayo. Yuta gets clapped. Like, you know, like, there's not too much for me to say off of that. What if Jaggy learned from Kenshiro, Toki, and Rao? See, the first time I saw this comment, I don't remember what I said, but it was something like, this wouldn't happen. The only reason that any of them would train Jaggy is if, you know, he wasn't a horrible person, because otherwise I don't see it happening. I can't even think of a way to like twist the story for them to want to teach him. There's another comment we're gonna get to later that's like, what if Jaggy was a prodigy? Which goes back to my what if Jaggy was stronger, hence what if Jaggy survived longer kind of thing. But the way you worded this scenario, I don't see it happening. Like I can't think of any loophole to make that happen. What if Amoeba had been Toki's student? I don't think would affect much at all, because Amoeba is such an insignificant character in the grand scheme of HNK in general. The only thing that would probably change is Ken wouldn't kill him, and Amoeba would go, oh hey bro, let's go get Toki at Cassandra. Like nothing else. You can argue that he would be stronger, so maybe he would be able to help, but unless he's at like Toki's strength, which I don't think he would be, even if I made a what if of it, he can't really do anything. Let alone the other thing with what if set before the Souther arc is like, Souther would kill every other character. If they were involved in his arc, unless I say like they sit in the back, Souther would probably kill like every side character. But long story short, I don't think this would change too much, you know. Amoeba's a nice guy. He helps Ken find Cassandra. He either dies at the Souther arc or he doesn't. Rao either kills him or he doesn't. He wouldn't change enough for, I think, a what if would be necessary. Okay, I remember reading this and I was bewildered because I read it wrong. This comment's basically, what if the martial arts spread all over the world? And, you know, I don't know what if I can make for that. I could probably just, the only thing that I think would change is the fights. There would be like more filler fights, you know. I don't think it would change the story too much. If you went like, oh, what if Spade knew Gento? Oh god, that should be next April Fool's video. What if Hearts knew every martial art? But like, you know, if just like minor villains had Hokuto, Nanto, Gento, and whatever else, the fights would just be longer. Ken would probably still win anyway because he's Ken. I don't know. It's basically the argument of what if everyone was stronger. The fights would take longer. I'd probably have to go, oh, Ken struggled a little bit against Spade, but that's all it amounted to, you know? So yeah. What if Kenshiro had been someone who would do anything to protect who he loves? That's basically what this says. I mean, I don't think too much would change. Like, the thing about Fist of the North Star is he's not your cookie cutter hero. He kills a lot of people. When you really think about it, he bodied a good chunk of the villains. I think he only spared like 2. I think. The only thing that would change if Ken was more, you know, dead set on saving Yuri and avenging people is he wouldn't talk as much, you know? He wouldn't talk to Ryuga, he'd probably just kill him. He'd probably immediately murder Zed, I guess, you know? He wouldn't care to talk to Rao, he'd kill him. There's not too much that would change if Ken just didn't care. Like, you can argue that Ken could maybe cheat in a fight, but he's so strong he wouldn't have to. If he cheated, it would be overkill. So it doesn't really, I don't think it would change enough to be relevant. Alright, Jordan. I don't know how to say your name. I'm sorry, bro. Is it Jordan? Jordan? I'm sorry, bro. I really don't know. I'm not trying to be offensive if you take it that way. What if Jaggy was a prodigy like his brothers? Going back to what if Jaggy was stronger, you know? You've heard what I've had to say about it. That's what I think for this. What if Juke trained Sayaka? So, Sayaka's Hyo's girlfriend, if you forgot. I know I forgot. That last video where I was like, Hyo's girlfriend, I don't know her name. I legit forgot her name. I looked up Hyo's girlfriend to find her picture. The argument I ended up making for this what if is, I think I would have to make Sayaka strong enough to be able to escape Kaio, but probably not strong enough to kill him. And then I ended up thinking this would be a super interesting what if, because if she survived Kaio chest blasting her, let's just say that didn't happen. Let's just say Kaio like beat her up and then she like falls out a window and runs away. If something like that happened, the story would be radically different because then Ken wouldn't have to fight Hyo at all, and then they would probably all just jump Kaio. Yeah, I think this would be a super interesting thing. A lot of the story would change. I doubt Hyo would die in this kind of scenario, which I would love that. I really want to do a what if scenario where Hyo doesn't die. I love Hyo. I know I said that last time, but I do. What if Han, Hyo, and Kaio were sent on the boat with Rao, Ken, and Toki? Or if they were all trained with Ryukin? The conclusion I came up to this when I screened it was, what would happen is I think Ken and Hyo would probably start traveling together because they're so similar. I don't know what would happen to Han because we didn't really get to know enough about Han for that to matter. He'd probably just be somewhere. Jaggy would probably still be the same. Toki would probably still be the same. I think Rao and Kaio would be the main threat. I think the story would turn into Ken and Hyo versus Rao and Kaio because they're like, those characters are just so similar. I don't see them not separating. This is a super interesting what if. I do believe it would change quite a lot about what was happening. Damn, and I'm trying to think like what would the Asura arc be like? It would just be Shachi. And the other thing is Kaio and Hyo wouldn't know Onryu. They would have to know normal Hokuto stuff. I imagine they would still be strong. I imagine Hyo would probably be as strong as Ken if they learned the same martial art, but you know, super interesting what if. I would love to do this one day. Probably not anytime soon. The plate's kind of full right now, but you know, eventually. What if Nanto was as powerful as Hokuto? This is one of the scenarios I was talking about. I would probably just have to tell you, this character is stronger. Ken beats them anyway. You would have to give me a specific character to go like, if they were stronger and they survived their first encounter, or worded something like that. Because if you just tell me, what if this whole subset of characters was stronger, and you don't give me a specific character to live, I'm probably just going to say, Ken struggles, he would probably still win. Because then the what if would just turn into, oh dang, they killed him, and the book ended, and Rao did won indirectly because Ken died early, you know. And honestly, even if I didn't do that, I don't think too much would change because Ken fights Ray, and then they come to an agreement. Oh no, they get attacked by the Fang Clan, so then they get distracted, and then they become friends. So that wouldn't really matter, because they weren't ever in a life or death scenario. Unless we're arguing Ray killed him in like 2 seconds, but we're not. Ray versus Yuta would probably end the same, since Nanto would just be stronger and not a specific character. Souther might just kill Ken. You know, he goes like, I flipped my organs again, you fool, and then he kills Ken. But, you know, I don't see any way. You'd have to give me a specific character, like I said. What if Ray was born under the Emperor's Star and Souther was born under the Justice Star? I didn't understand what this comment meant. Like, are you saying, what if Ray basically had Souther's powers? Or if they, like, switched places? Like, Ray was the bad guy and Souther was the good guy. And he likes Mamaya and Ray's a dick. Enslaving people for a pyramid, you know? Like, is that what you're saying? And also, do their powers switch? Like, does Ray have reverse organs? Or does Souther have reverse organs? Because if we're basically saying, what if Souther was a good guy and took Ray's place? Ken versus Emperor Ray would be a wash. Because there's no way. There's no way he's winning that. It would be a super cool fight. I don't think Ray is winning that because he doesn't have the reverse pressure points thing. I think Ken would probably beat them or they would tie on their first encounter. And Star of Justice Souther would be so strong. He's just not losing a fight. Like, just flat. He wouldn't lose. Because he would have to fight Raoul, right? If we're Star of Justice, Souther would have to fight Raoul. But if his organs are flipped, Raoul wouldn't know how to beat him anyway. I think if you word this in a different way, I'll be able to understand what you mean by this. But the way you worded it, Did their powers switch? Did they switch positions? Does Souther still have his reverse heart, lungs, organs? If you word this better, I'll come back to it, because I do think the general idea is interesting, but I don't know specifically what you mean. Oh, Zarya, you left me, Oh, I remember this one. What if Ken was a woman? Yeah, and you listed scenarios you could see happening. You know, that the minions would be more grapey. Jaggy would hate Ken not because it's his younger sister, it's also a woman, and this is a 1980s manga, so that would definitely be a thing. Especially in HNK, where that kind of seems to be how it is. Interactions with Rei could be different, you know, stuff like that. I don't think Kenina being, I've coined this name. I don't think Kenina would change enough to warrant a what if. Minions wanting the grape Ken wouldn't matter. They wouldn't beat her anyway. The only time Kenina would lose would be against Souther, and then you'd kind of get into a Rei Gaiden situation. You can imagine that already. But that's the only thing I could really see changing for that aspect of the book. Jaggy hating Kenina doesn't really matter, because Kenina would immediately wash Jaggy anyway. But like, he can be mad about it, he still can't win, you know? Interactions with Rei would probably be different. I mean, he'd probably just try to rip Kenina's clothes off, and if Kenina acts like Ken, she probably wouldn't care, and then would immediately beat him up. So, I don't think that would change too much. If Ken and Yuri are still together, Shin might have to put the scars somewhere else. That wouldn't really matter either, you know, if Kenina's the fist of the woman of scars on her stomach, you know? Like, it would be funny. I don't think it would change too much, though. And things with Rao would be slightly or vastly different. I don't think they would. Rao would probably just have some line about going like, I'm losing to a woman? I could see that. But I don't see what else it would change other than that, you know? Throwing some boobies on Ken, I don't think it would change enough about the key story to matter, you know? Since Ken's stronger than literally everyone in the cast, even if they were grapey towards Kenina, wouldn't matter. Rei interaction probably wouldn't matter either, because he probably still likes Mamaya. If you said Ken was a girl and then Rei liked her, maybe, but if things would play out the same way they already did, he'd probably go, ugh, Kenina? Man, you a bitch. You took my whole sister. What's up, ma'am? Like, I don't think it would change enough to warrant a whole what if. Oh, this is the second one that you gave me that I was like, I would have to write a whole book. I might as well just find an artist and make a Gaiden at that point. Nanto no Ken. So basically it's like, what if Rei, Yuta, and Souther, Shin, and all them switch places with Ken? So like, Rei would be the main character, Souther would be the Raul, Yuta would be probably Jaggy, honestly, and Shin would be Shin Toki. This is an excellent what if scenario. It's a lot of work. I'm not against doing that. You know, that's like a what if Rao one amount of work though. I'm gonna keep this in mind, but I wouldn't expect this anytime soon, you know? And this is the last one. What if Rao wins, you know? You know, you guys, you know, the funny thing, Max Dean, you know the funny thing? I don't even think you were here when I first suggested that video 9 months ago. I don't even know if you know that this is a running joke. You might not. It's really foul that it's been 9 months, hasn't it? But as I said earlier, you know, I'm waiting for the whole HNK community to come over, because I don't want to hold such an important and compelling what if away from them. That's what I'm doing. You know, we are taking one for the team of the HNK community, the English HNK community. We're just taking the L on this one, just for this moment of time. If you want me to be real about the What If Rao video, though, as I said in one of the shorts, I did plan on making it earlier if the coffee worked out, but it didn't, so then I didn't have the time to work on the What If Rao video like that. So then, it got pushed back to this month. Realistically, I have like 3 videos lined up. Luckily, the upload schedule got changed to like once a week, because, you know, your boy's putting in the work. So, it could come out near the end of this month, if not towards the middle, if I work on it specifically. But, no promises on that. I know a lot of people are like, what the fuck? But, that's just how it is at the moment. Anyways, that's the end of our what ifs. Don't feel afraid to leave more at the end of this video, because I would love to talk about more what if scenarios you guys have, because a lot of these were really good suggestions. And with that, I've been M, and I am out.